Hi Z community, Dr. Cobb back with you. Today we're going to be back to talking about one of my favorite topics, which is pain. If you are unaware of this fact, I am asked about pain with a great deal of regularity. We talk a lot about it in our classes, about what it is, how it works in the brain, how it works in the body, and what it means. Now, the reason I've been talking about this today is I ran across a quote from a study not too long ago, and it got me thinking because the way that it was phrased is very important. And really what I want you to hear today is an encouragement that if you have pain and you have been trying to get rid of it for some time, keep going. I know I've said this to you before, but pain relief is often a matter of persistence, not only in just trying to deal with it, but in continuing to talk to different people about it. All right, so let me give you the background here. In medicine, we talk about what are called kind of gold standard types of studies, and those are usually called randomized controlled trials, where we take something like, let's say, stretching for the low back, and we say, all right, we're going to take all these people that have low back pain, and we're going to stretch these 3 muscles or 6 muscles or whatever, and then we're going to see, did that make their back pain get better? Now, if you look at the literature, and this is actually from probably 5 years ago, so there have been even more trials than that now, but about 5 years ago, if you look at the literature, there have been over 1,000 RCTs, 1,000 randomized controlled trials of different interventions, from stretching to mobility to mobilization, manipulation to injections to bracing to all kinds of things. And the basic evidence was, as they said, contradictory and unsatisfying. In essence, they said, after 1,000 studies, we don't know if stuff helps because it's contradictory. And what I'm trying to share constantly is that as our understanding of pain has evolved, we know that pain's multifactorial. So if I take 100 people with low back pain, well, there are studies that show that your level of job dissatisfaction is the #1 predictor of low back pain. Meaning how emotionally stressed you are may be a huge component. Now, do you think that person is going to respond the same way to someone that maybe has an inner ear disorder and they're constantly off balance and so their muscles are always tense? Probably not. So if I do the same thing to each one of them, the likelihood of all of them benefiting is incredibly low. But if you think about how back pain or any pain is handled, you see your health and fitness professional and they say, where does it hurt? How long have you had it? What made it start? And that, in general, the way we're educated, that's supposed to tell us what's wrong with you and what to do about it. I'm telling you, that is an old paradigm. It's still useful to some degree. If something really bad is happening to you, those are the questions we need to ask. But if this is something that's been going on for a really long time, I'm going to direct you back to one of my earlier blogs where I said you really need to take your own history. Because there may be a lot of information that you've never shared with your health and fitness professional that might help direct them to something that's more applicable to you. So when it comes to pain, as I said, I need you to understand that there's a lot of information out there about it, and you need to persist not only in your own education, but in finding people who understand this stuff. Now, to help you, next steps here, I'm going to recommend a book to you. I'm going to tell you it's kind of heavy reading. It's called Therapeutic Neuroscience Education. All right, Therapeutic Neuroscience Education, and we're going to put a link to that one, and we're also going to put a link to a very simplified version of that book as well. I would love, if you are a pain person or you have people in your family that have a lot of ongoing pain, please pick these books up and read them. Now, the reason that I recommend the first one is that there's actually a quiz that the first couple of chapters cover, and that quiz is intended for you and your health and fitness professional. So the thing that I'm asking for you to do is educate yourself so that you can have an appropriate dialogue with whoever's working with you. If your health and fitness providers are unable to talk to you about the stuff that's in these books, you need to go, would you please read this so that we can talk about it? Or if they are resistant, then maybe you need to explore your other options. Because pain is a personal thing. I actually heard this statement a long time ago. It said pain is a highly personal and private event. No one has the right to tell you how your pain exists, and no one has the right to tell you when it's gone. That's yours. What you're seeking in all the people that you work with is better education, better understanding, and helping figure out what it is about your situation that's unique that needs to be dealt with so that you can feel better in your everyday life. So, hopefully you get all that. Read the book, stay persistent, keep looking, because there are people out there who really understand this at a high level, and I believe that there are options available for almost all of us to make progress on the things that we want to, particularly with pain. So if we can help you in any way, if you have questions, if you want to talk to a Z trainer in your area, we can refer you. Please let us know, because as I said, this is something I'm super passionate about. So enjoy the book, and again, any feedback you provide once you've read it would be fantastic. Have a great week. Thanks.